Oh my God. Look at that. Holy smokes, man.
We are about to unleash the salty tear waterfall from the source of all salt and all tears, Twitter headquarters right now. Let's go to James Hohler. James Hohler, Twitter's engineering manager. Oh my. He says that Elon Musk becoming a Twitter board member has radicalized and broken him. Oh, Jay Hohler, I'm so sorry. Oh, somebody bought your company. I thought it was a private company, Lib. Gerant Davies. Gerant Davies is a senior staff video engineer for Twitter. Gerant Davies said, anybody need a software engineer with 40 years experience? I'm asking for a friend. That's what they all say. That's what they're all saying right now. You remember the meme that Donald Trump was elected? This is happening inside of Twitter. And why? Well, they all told us and sneered at us when ALX was kicked off Twitter, or Donald Trump was kicked off Twitter, or Charlie Kirk was kicked off Twitter. They sneered at us. It's a private company. We can do what it wants. That's what Twitter said to us. It's a private company. We can do what we want. Right? With this feline, feminine, passive-aggressive nastiness. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you're damn right. Actually, you were right all along. It is a private company. And what that private company did was sell itself, because that's what private companies do. And they sold themselves for a premium. They delivered great value to their shareholders. And now Gerant Davies can go find himself a new job. We're hiring here at our company. You're welcome to apply. Yes, you're welcome to apply, Gerant, please. We are hiring for a desalinization engineer. We need somebody to be able to take salt out of water, and that seems like you're very, very adept at adding salt to water and then sobbing it out of your face. Chloe Barnes, she was the lead of global and cultural standards at Twitter and an advocate of diversity, inclusion, and equity. She wants diversity, inclusion, and equity. That's right. Chloe Barnes. What does Chloe Barnes say? Totally understand that this is entertainment for some, but please know this is certainly not entertainment for me. You know what's amazing is that Chloe here is in charge of diversity, inclusion, and equity. So why would she be upset at the world's richest African buying her company? Why? What's the deal here? Chloe, what's going on here, Chloe? I don't know where you come from. I don't know anything about your background, Chloe, but why are you so upset about an African-American, successful African-American purchasing a social media company? You know, he's the first African-American to own a social media company. That's good, right? Shouldn't we be applauding? What's going on? Post your black square. Like, what's happening here? This should be a day we all celebrate, isn't it? Very interesting how the diversity and inclusion and equity stops right when it starts to affect their power. Here's another example of an employee trying to enjoy the stock price, but upset that it was due to Elon. They were upset that they got rich, but that their narrative control enforcement was stopped cold.
It's not about money. It's about sending a message.
New York Times reporter Elon Joseph Smith reported that employees reacted similarly to internal Slack chats. That's right. Talon Joseph Smith from the New York Times said, inside of Twitter's company Slack chats, it is absolutely insane at Twitter right now. The virtual valves of private Slack rooms and employee group texts, according to an internal source, their breakdown just now, I feel like I'm going to throw up. This is from a Twitter employee on their internal chats. I really don't want to work for a company that is owned by Elon Musk. Rich people buy things. Also, yay when Disney acquires someone else's IP, right? Yay when Jeff Bezos buys the Washington Post. Yay when Warren Buffett owns something or George Soros owns something. Yay, we applaud, we clapped. We clapped like seals, like mindless seals with their brainstems removed. Give us a new fish. That's what it was smelling like inside of the Twitter chats. Very, very fishy, ladies and gentlemen. This is the second tweet from the New York Times reporter on the internals of the Twitter chats and meltdown. The source at Twitter continued, I don't really know what I'm supposed to do. Oh my God, my phone's been blowing up. We're having a meeting at 5 p.m. The CEO is going to address everyone about it. It equals Elon. I hate him. Why does he even want this? I hate him. Why does he want it? It's mine. The Twitter employee said, I feel like he's a petulant little boy talking about Elon Musk, and he's doing this to troll. He doesn't know anything about our policies and what we do. His statements about the algo were effing insane. The algo, our precious algorithms, our precious algo. You know, this is what they do. They take an account like mine, they shadow ban it and blacklist it so that I can't get any engagement. We have, 560, 70,000 followers on Twitter, right? We're working on our million. We're going to get to 1 million this year. I know it. We're going to get to 1 million this year. Then we're going to have 1 million on 3 separate accounts. It's going to be really fun. We're working on it. But what they're going to do is they're going to shadow ban my account. And then when I complain about it, they blame the algorithm. That's what they do. Oh, it's not, no one's shadow banning you, Benny. It's just the algo. It's our algorithm. We made an algorithm. It's very complicated. You wouldn't understand. Lots of ones and zeros and little carrots and little weepy emojis. My pink-haired coworker sobbing into her latte about Elon Musk memes taking over Twitter. Like, that's the algorithm. No, it's just censorship. There was no algorithm. It wasn't too complicated to understand. In fact, Joseph Stalin did this before the internet. It's just plain and simple censorship, making people terrified to speak and then crushing people who do speak. That's it. It's the old way. It's not the new way. And they're just hiding behind their precious algorithm. These people need to shut up and get fired. Lastly, there's a harsh irony of this takeover. This is from a Twitter employee internal emails. The harsh irony in this takeover process in which the push notifications of breaking news and the news of the firm's workers too. Everything I know about what's going on, I've heard about on Twitter. Nobody is saying swear word to all of us. I'm just going to try and do my job. That's right. So they're learning about the takeover of their company on Twitter the way that we all learn about bad news about the rest of the country. Oh, it's delicious. Delicious, ladies and gentlemen. The salt flowing is so salty that it's salty enough to salt the saltiest potato in the potato fryer of CNN, Brian Stelter. Brian Stelter was on CNN and he was talking about what would happen if people were allowed to say what they wanted. What would happen? This guy, he is such a palace eunuch. This is what Tucker Carlson calls him. He would be so great in the palaces of King George, right? During the Revolutionary War. In case you're wondering which side Brian Stelter would be on, he would be the palace eunuch inside of the High Court in England, playing the fool for King George. Now you don't need free speech. Could you imagine if commoners could speak freely? Oh man, here we go. Take it away. The potato fry, frying himself up, a panic attack on CNN and embarrassing himself. Go.
Look, who knows? I think that's an example of a broader question for Twitter, which is, if you get invited to something where there are no rules, where there is total freedom for everybody, do you actually want to go to that party? Or are you going to decide to stay home? And that's a question for Twitter users. Some Twitter users might love the idea that there's going to be absolutely no moderation and no rules at all. Others might not want to be anywhere near that. Am I crazy, Matt?
No, you're right. And what happens to the advertising? I mean, if there's no moderation or little moderation, do the advertisers stay away? What does that do to the business prospects for Twitter itself? Imagine
going on national TV and revealing to everyone that you've never been invited to a party. That's what Brian Stelter just did. Brian Stelter just revealed that he's never once been invited to a party by anyone, because Brian Stelter is there saying, hey, what if you had a party you were invited to? I mean, I've been invited to a lot of them, and yeah, there were no rules at the party, and anyone could just do whatever they wanted. That'd be crazy. Would you want to go to that party if people could just do and say things to you that they wanted to do? You know what, dude? That invitation kind of reminds me of every invitation I've ever received to any party anywhere. Now, I am a father of 2 little girls right now. I'm not raging any longer in my life, but back in my college days, back when I was part of a fraternity in college, boy, oh boy, we loved to have some fun times. I went to a big party school, University of Iowa, after going to community college in Iowa, Kirkwood Community College. If y'all out there in Cedar Rapids, Iowa, holla back at you, boy. Kirkwood Community College, Iowa, University of Iowa, big party school. Never did we receive an invitation that said, hey, you can come to our party, but here are the things you are not allowed to say. No, you're not allowed to do hate speech. Here's a list of things you're not allowed to do at our party. Here's no hate speech. You can't misgender people. You can't talk about NCAA women's swimming. Everyone is stunning and brave. You must call everyone stunning and brave at our party. Would you like to come? Yes or no? In fact, the interesting thing about this is the reverse is true. I would hate to go to a party that had Twitter's rules of service on it. Could you imagine going to a party saying that the party host could pick you up and throw you out a 4th floor window of the house directly onto the ground if you violate their terms of service at the party? And their terms of service are essentially just neo-Marxism, dripping in tech buzzwords. Nah, dude, that sounds like a crappy party. I wouldn't want to go to that kind of a party. I would like to go to a party where free speech is applicable, and essentially you just don't do anything criminal, right? Like that should be the rules, right? Don't get the cops called on us. That were the rules. Those were the rules in high school and in college for the parties that I went to. They should be the rules today for Twitter. And that's essentially what we're arguing for. We're saying don't do anything criminal. There are going to be people who push the limits and probably get kicked off of Elon Musk's Twitter. But those people should be breaking laws, right? Not the laws of internal feminized wokeism and fetishized leftism and weepy, soy latte, pink-haired, childless, empty, cat lady freakazoids who work at Twitter who are trying to fill the empty hole in their lives where a family or children might be, but they didn't make that choice. They weren't brave enough to decide to go be a mother or to go be a father or to go do something that has value in their lives or contributes to society, so they must fill that hole with censorship and virtue signaling and identity politics. Those are their gods, and they have chosen their fate. It's an empty road, and you'll lead an empty life. Thank you so much for watching. Our channel is here for the truth and also to make you smile a little bit in this extreme era of disinformation and misinformation and people trying to control your brain and what happens inside of it. It's so important that we support independent creators like our channel, and we thank you for watching. If you want to check out some more of our videos, we highly encourage that. Please punch the like and subscribe buttons on your screen to support our channel. It's free. And ladies and gentlemen, please make sure that you are following along with independent creators who want to keep this place free. God bless you.